All right, guys, welcome back. It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com. This is one of those videos that, I don't enjoy doing, but they're very important to do for the community because of the fact that there's been a lot of rebacked counterfeit cards. There's reback cards and there's counterfeit cards, but in this case, these are reback cards. In this case, it's Power 9 this time, guys. Power 9. And I want you guys to take a very close eye again about what rebacking is. And I also have my better camera. This is the new Samsung 9 Note. So it's the extra crispy 60 frames per second, high quality Rudy edition. So I hope you guys get something out of the video. All right, so first off, let's start with this Ancestral recall. This one here was actually, wow, this focus is amazing. Was actually sent to me by Brad. He is went to GP Vegas, I think, briefly to see Rudy and some other social media people, but also bought some cards. He's a player, and he sent me this card. The story goes, I actually saw this card on Instagram. He has an Instagram page where he posts stuff on his Instagram. And by first glance, to an average Magic the Gathering player, a normal player, you would never think this card is fake or rebacked. Looks pretty good to me. I mean, look at this thing. It's beat to shit level, guys. Pardon my French, demonetized. Now that right there, that gloss, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, it's pretty beat up. That means what happens is when it has a lot of play, there's a little waxiness to it all. Remember, guys, reback cards have kind of a shine to it. If you look at it, it's kind of shiny, but I want you to look at two particular things, and it's always gone down to this. One thing I look for reback, one of the first things I saw in the reback was this card was centered left and right, left very thin. That's something I noticed instantly. And Brad picked this card up at GP Seattle 2018 from a vendor, which I'm actually working with CFB Events. They're going to work with Brad to see which vendor and kind of figure this out. At the time, I think he paid like $1,400 or $1,500. And that's a pretty good deal for a played one. I don't think it's too bad, actually. It's pretty fair, but it has a little bit of tears right here. So, but the thing with this is I saw this on Instagram, his Instagram, and it was on his top 9, meaning there were 9 pictures, like 9 pictures. And on top left, there was this Ancestral recall. And, knowing me, Mr. Inspector Gadget, Vintage Magic guy, I basically said, wait a second, I smell a rat. And it's because of this left border. International edition, collector's edition borders are very, very thin on that left border. And that causes a lot of stir, instantly in my head. A lot of concern. The other thing I look for is the print. I don't know if you see the Mark Poole, the instant. The lettering on the collector's edition was a lot thinner and sharper, whereas the original beta was not as nice. And I'll examine this here with some of these examples here below. And and these are just close-ups. All right. Here is another card. This card is real. Or can you tell it's real? What do you guys think? Look carefully. Which card is real? It's signed by Dan Frazier. Signed by Dan Frazier. That means it has to be authentic. It must be authentic. It must. A lot nicer. And look, even the back. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this. There is a little blotchiness, little dots everywhere. The bend test, let's see. Doesn't really pass the bend test that well. But look at the edge. Look at the thin edge. You guys see that black? I don't know if you guys can tell. It's hard. but it's black right here. It's almost as if whoever had this card was trying to hide something. I don't know, but first glance, it looks real to me. At first, right? To the average person. Also, Mox Emeralds, well, if you knew Mox Emeralds, they're generally pretty centered. So the fact that this is not really centered is also questionable. Again, leaning towards the left. Again, what do you guys think? Is this real or fake? Or real or rebacked? I'll pause the video. You guys, I'll go re-examine the cards here in a second. All right, guys, I'm back. So I took the camera off the tripod, and I'm going to do a little bit of comparison. What did you guys decide? These two obviously are International Edition, Collector's Edition cards, whatever. I don't know which one it is. Doesn't really, I guess it kind of matters. Let's see. No, Collector's Edition, Collector's Edition. There's a little bit of a difference for the Collector's Edition, International Edition, or ICE, but not as much as the betas and alphas and unlimiteds. All right, so let's take a look. This is what I consider reback. This is a beta real card. We'll find out here in a second. This is a really nice quality signed Ancestral beta, and this is the reback. I mean, you guys can already tell. Can you guys just tell the difference? Look at that, guys. Do you guys see how the difference is? Yeah, it's pretty dark. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, and the Ancestral, I don't even have to try. Look at that. The print, right? The mana symbol. Look at the direction of the mana symbol. Look carefully. I'm going to zoom in here. Look at the mana symbols. Okay, I'm going to put this on top. See the difference? There it is. And here is the Collector's Edition card. Here we go. Stacked to each other. There it is. What do you see? Do you see the similarities? Bingo. It definitely is a reback. Let's look at the Mox Pearl, or the Mox Emerald, sorry. Guys, this kind of reback thing is killing the industry. I think it really is a main reason why people have lost confidence. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Clear as day. The middle sandwich is beta. The top is Collector's Edition or International, whatever. Here's the font zoomed in. Look at that, guys. You guys not see the same similarities? Am I completely crazy? Do you guys have reback cards? Do you guys need me to help you investigate? Contact me at daniel@vintagemagic.com. Do you notice carefully? This is the Collector's Edition. The middle is the beta. Collector's Edition. Collector's Edition. Much more darker gray and clear on the Mox Emerald. And lastly, here is the Ancestrals. Look carefully. The bottom is real. Look at that. Look at these two. They're identical. Look at the instance. Look at the instance. Right? I don't know. This middle one might be an international, but guys, I don't have, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. So here's what I suggest. Why am I doing these videos? Who gives a crap? The reason why I'm doing these videos for Brad and another gentleman overseas who had the Mox Emerald issue is to give you guys awareness. I want you guys to be aware of when to not look for rebacks. It's not just the light test. They pretty much passed the light test. They're using a nice graphite glue that passes that. But when you go to Grand Prix GP Seattle 2018 and you buy a rebacked Ancestral Recall, you have a problem. That is what the problem is. The vendors don't even know.